Welcome to Scotland HQ!
Welcome to Scotland HQ, presented by M&S Foods. We're undercover here in Cologne. I think everyone will know by now that the Scottish-esque weather has well and truly hit Germany, but that's not going to dampen our moods. We still have a jam-packed show coming up for you. Nina Nesbitt zooms in. We have Stein challenges to look forward to. We're going to hit the streets of Cologne with our brawlies for sure and give some fans some lasting mementos from their trip out here. We're going to check in behind the scenes at the training camp and make sure the boys are getting some downtime out there. But before all of that, we're going to tap in with the Clyde Super Scoreboard boys. Well, isn't it just surprising who you can bump into in Cologne? Mark, Gordon, thank you very much for joining us. Mark, how are you finding this rather beautiful city?
Lovely. Yeah, caught a glimpse of Munich the other day. It was very busy, but this is more my cup of tea, I think. Quieter, lovely river to run along, nice cathedral, bit of culture, that's a bit of me.
Running along, very good. I hear you say there that you saw a bit of Munich the other day. Gordon, nobody saw Munich quite like how you saw Munich. Talk us through that zip line.
A very exciting experience, something I didn't know was going to happen. A surprise, but when you run about these guys, there's always something up their sleeves, and unfortunately I had to go up to the top of the roof. Now, I said a long time ago that Wraith Rovers, my old club, played there, but I never thought I'd be zip lining over the stadium years later, and I've got to say, when I finished, it was really worthwhile.
Gordon, these guys have made you have a few scares over the years. How was it seeing Gordon Dale properly frightening?
It was when he was sick in front of some German locals. That was a real low point. I do think there is a karma in there, and that he's the only guy that just sums him up, that he left Wraith just as they were about to go and play Bayern Munich in that stadium. We spoke about all the legendary sporting events that have happened there. AC/DC were there on, was it Thursday night? And little did they realise that Motherwell's very own rock star was going to zip line across. So the sight of him, for anyone who's not seen the video, you can see it out there, but if you haven't, just think of Boris Johnson, you know, in that sort of zip line with the flags. It looked a wee bit like that. It was quite something.
A bit of a highlight though after a disappointing night on Friday, Gordon. Though you have that adrenaline, have you managed to pass that adrenaline on to Steve Clarke's side that they can take that into Wednesday's game now? Yeah,
we'll all be hoping tomorrow night. Fingers crossed, get our Euro started. It was a disappointing night, of course it was. You just had to walk about the city and seen the hundreds of thousands of supporters, and we're really flat and disappointed. But we've got to look forward, got to put it behind us. But it's all about these next two games for us, so we've got to really go and get something against the Swiss. And let's not be kidded here. Having seen them, they're not a bad outfit.
Can I just say, I hope that the Scotland team's prepared better for Switzerland than these two have prepared for Switzerland.
Please tell us,
It just feels like it just feels like it started fine. It just feels like the transition from Munich to Cologne is just.
It was a lot to take in
after
the game, you know, a lot to debrief about. So we decided to have a couple of refreshments while we were debriefing. But we're back on track now.
You told me you were running out by the river.
I was sweating out.
There was a couple of days, it got a bit ropey. He accidentally tripped the electric in the hotel and they had to get moved rooms, so I came back to the hotel and their room door was wide open, but they weren't there, their cases weren't there. There was one glass of beer sitting in the corner, and I know it was the glass he had been drinking out of.
So you know they'd been in?
So I thought they were gone. I thought they had honestly disappeared. And just the thought, I actually can't get over the condition that he was in, the thought of him trying to go and negotiate a change of room with the receptionist, that's stressing me out.
At that point, it did cross my mind just to go straight to the airport and just go home. Because I'm sharing with this guy.
They're in a room for 12 days.
It's hard work.
And it's the first fallout they had. They were shouting and swearing at each other, and it got a bit heated.
How does one negotiate that with a German receptionist? Is your German on point when drunk, or is her English impressive?
I've absolutely no idea, right? But the worst, I woke up in a different room, but the worst point about that full story was Mark disappears out the room because I don't know where he goes. He goes to the other room.
That's what they fell out about.
Of course.
I am then pulling my case along the corridor, and I realise my case is still open, and my underwear.
Are your
my
knickers
socks
all the way down?
all the way down the corridor, and I'm having to stop and pick them up. And when you've got a couple of glasses whining. It's not the easiest, let me
Couple.
tell you.
Couple. Has anyone looked at the bank balance after that night then?
No, they don't look at that. No, I think we're still to pay it, actually. Most of it in here.
It's on the tab. That will be quite the experience once leaving Cologne, and hopefully that is leaving after a win. Mark, what gives you the confidence that Scotland can head into Wednesday night and pick up a far better result and performance than what was put in Munich?
I've got to say, I'm probably the most optimistic at the team. Of course, I was disappointed after Friday, but then we're in no different position, I think, than any thought we would be. We were going into this game against Switzerland and Hungary, needing probably 4 points to qualify, and nothing changes. Now, Switzerland are a good side. They're ranked obviously much higher than us. I think we've got the players to trouble Switzerland. I really do.
Gordon, you've obviously been doing the show out and about in Cologne. How have you found the mood among the Tartan Army that have travelled from Munich, but the others that have just headed in from home?
It's been amazing to experience the difference. So we've still been taking phone calls from back home, but also getting Scotland fans on live, and it's amazing that there is such a split, because if you're here and you're caught up in this, the football actually becomes quite a small part of it, and it would, believe it or not, it would take even more than what happened the other night to dampen it. So everybody that's here is a bit like Mark. I feel like sort of seeing the positives, taking it for what it is. Not had these experiences for decades, so you have to try and enjoy it. But the people who phone in from back home, all they're really seeing is that 90 minutes the other night, and it wasn't good. So they're really feeling the effects of that. But I feel like the people here are sort of along the same lines of Mark. You know, the Scotland players that you ever hear from or speak to, they all always praise Steve Clarke's man management and his messaging and so on. So hopefully they're working wonders down there. Hopefully they've picked themselves up, and hopefully we go again and put on a much better showing.
Well, boys, thank you very much for now. We'll catch you later on the show here in Cologne, but down in Garmisch P, where Steve Clarke and his boys have been putting in the hours. Craig G. Telfer has been hard at work. He's been catching up with Nina Nesbitt.
I'm now joined in Scotland HQ by celebrated singer-songwriter Nina Nesbitt. Nina, it's brilliant to get the chance to speak to you. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me. This is very exciting.
Delighted to have you. And tell us, you've been following the Scotland team from back home. How have you been supporting the side?
Well, I have to admit, I'm actually just outside of London at the moment because I'm recording. So I'm going quite extra on it. I actually have a bunch of decorations from Burns Night in my cupboard. So I got them out. I've had the Scotland flags on the sofas, a tartan hat. I've had shortbread snacks during the game. So yeah, I'm having to strongly represent down here.
No, that's good. Even though you're behind enemy lines as well, you're still able to make it look like home. And now we've seen some terrific scenes from the Scotland supporters in Munich. I think it's been estimated there's 4% of the country is out watching the team. What have you made of the scenes of the supporters in Germany?
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I've seen all the stuff. I'm following this thing on Instagram where it's just updates of all the fans in Germany, and people like getting the bagpipes out. It's just, yeah, magical. And to see them all as well on their seats, like during the game, I was like, oh my God, it's just, yeah, it's lovely.
Are you a bit disappointed you haven't had the chance to come out and join us?
I am. I was trying to say, if you need anyone to sing Flower of Scotland, I'm here, but I don't think they've got anyone. So yeah, maybe as the tournament goes, I can be there waving my flag. But yeah, would have loved to be there.
Well, we know it's a big couple of weeks for you, Nina, because just in September, your fourth album, Mountain Music, is going to be released. Can you tell us a little bit about the project?
Yeah, so it's actually a folk album. It's kind of going back to my roots, growing up near Edinburgh, busking on the street, all that kind of storytelling. And yeah, just really excited to get the album out. It's very much like a wind the windows down, driving through the mountains kind of vibe.
You mentioned it's a folk album there, Nina, and the artwork looks as though it's been inspired by the sound of music. Is that something you intended to do?
It's actually not at all. But I can see where you're coming from, and I'm very much here for it because I'm a big fan of the sound of music. But yeah, basically went up the mountains. I stood on a huge rock, and I just said to my manager, like 1, 2, 3, catch, and I just lobbed my guitar at her. And yeah, it's very much a sound of music moment. So I'll take it.
Sound of Music's an excellent film. It's an excellent film. So if you're going to be inspired by a film, you might as well be inspired by The Sound of Music. Now, Nina, you've been writing songs for about 15 years now. How has the process of songwriting changed for you in that period?
Oh, I think we're in a really exciting time now where I have a lot more control. Like, I've just set up my own record label, so I'm purely making the music that I want to make and the music that excites me. And I think a lot with this album and the new single as well, I'm Coming Home, it's very much reconnecting with my roots and the storytelling, picking up a guitar. So yeah, I just think there's space for all different genres now. And
I've got the perfect link here because your album is called Mountain Music, and we're taking Switzerland on Wednesday, of course, a nation that's famed for its beautiful mountains. What are you expecting from that match?
well, I think obviously it was a little bit of a shaky start, but I think we're moving forward, positive attitude. I think we're going to win, to be honest. I did a prediction with BBC Sport the other week, and I said I think Scotland are going to win the whole tournament. So I'm here supporting.
Okay, I admire your confidence. My final question was going to be if you think Scotland got enough to make it out the knockout stages, but I'm going to assume the answer to that is yes.
Definitely. I just think positive attitude, get behind the boys, and yeah, can't wait.
Excellent, Nina. Well, thank you very much for joining us, and good luck with Mountain Music when it comes out in September. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks very much, Craig, and thanks very much, Nina Nesbitt. But I'm now joined by Amy Irons. Amy, lovely to see you.
Lovely to see another Amy.
Lovely to see another Amy. It's fantastic. There's not enough of us kicking around. How is Cologne? I know you've just here. You're fresh off the plane.
Yes, I technically arrived this morning, Amy, in the early hours, but I've already taken in the sights. I've been to the top of the cathedral this morning.
Check this one.
Legs already regretting it, but so far, absolutely loving it. I mean, it feels like we're back in Scotland, doesn't it?
It's amazing.
Everywhere you go, just full of Scotland fans. The storm, fingers crossed, we seem to be missing
Did you
the
bring
worst
the
of it.
Scottish weather with
I
you?
think I did, because the fact that they've cancelled all the fan zones just in time for
Just
me
'cause
getting
you're
here. I
here.
know,
Just 'cause
I
you're
know.
here.
So, but so far, so good. I think it's just nice to see that the atmosphere is still so high and the buzz, despite the result on Friday, you can just tell that everybody's up for it, and yeah, feeling optimistic ahead of tomorrow.
I like the word optimistic. There is an excitement in the air as well, though, isn't there? How are your excitement levels? Where's your nerves at for Wednesday's game?
Okay, probably about a 6 at the moment. I think as tomorrow's definitely start to be getting more nervous, but yeah, probably about a 6 at the moment. Just really looking forward to being there, getting to the stadium, and just feeling that buzz and hoping that the boys can go on and get a result.
Sure they will. Everyone's feeling that buzz. You were mentioning earlier your legs got a workout this morning. We're now going to give your arm a bit of a workout.
Oh,
Amy's
God.
going to take on a Stein challenge. She didn't know this before we caught up with her.
I'm
We
just going to say,
dragged
Amy,
her off the
thanks for not
just
giving me
going
the
to
heads up on
grab
this
her
one.
off the street. So you're going to hold this Stein glass
Okay.
full of M&S Food ginger beer.
Oh my
it's
God.
absolutely delicious.
That's like the way of a small
And
child.
it's really
What the
heavy,
hell?
girl. It's really heavy. You're going to stretch your arm all the way out. All the way out. You're going to get
Jesus.
2 minutes here, right? And you're going to
Okay.
get multiple choice questions.
Oh,
so let's
God.
get to it because the arm's out. Your time starts now. Who did Scotland play in Steve Clarke's first game in charge? Cyprus, San Marino, or Belgium?
San Marino?
Cyprus. How many games did Scotland win in Euro 2024 qualifying? 3, 4, or 5?
5.
Correct. Who managed the most matches for Scotland? Craig Brown, Andy Roxburgh, or Jock Stein?
Craig Brown?
Correct. How many goals did Lauren Shanklin score in the Scottish Premiership this season? 23, 24 or 25?
25?
24. When was the last time Scotland automatically qualified for a major tournament? Euro 2020, Euro 92 or World Cup 98?
98.
Correct. Which League of Nations League will Scotland be playing in after the Euros? League A, League B or League C?
League A.
Correct. Who scored the late equaliser in Georgia in Euro 2024 qualifying? Scott McTominay, John McGinn or Lauren Shankland?
Scott McTominay.
Oh, Lauren Shankland.
Oh,
Who did Kieran...
2024, I was
2024. Who did Kieran Tierney make his Scotland debut against? Denmark, Austria or Norway?
Denmark.
Denmark, correct. Who did Ryan Christie score his first Scotland goal against? Lithuania, Cyprus or Latvia?
Cyprus.
Correct. Who is the youngest player in the squad? Billy Gilmore, Tommy Conway or Ryan Porteous?
Tommy Conway.
Correct. Where was Euro 92 held? England, Germany or Sweden?
Sweden.
Correct. Who did Callum McGregor make his Scotland debut against? Netherlands, Poland, Portugal?
Poland.
Netherlands, gal. How many caps did Angus Gunn's dad win for Scotland? 6, 1 or 10?
6.
6, correct. How many caps did Darren Fletcher receive for Scotland? 50, 70 or 80?
Oh God, 70.
80.
Oh.
Which Scotland manager has the highest win percentage? Craig Brown, Andy Roxburgh or Alex McLeish? Percentage.
Alex McLeish.
Correct. Who did John McGinn score his first Scotland goal against? Russia, Croatia or Luxembourg?
Russia.
Russia, correct. How many? You surprised me. How many goals did Scott McTominay score in qualifying? 6, 7 or 8?
7.
7, correct. Who did get? Oh, Amy Irons. The 2 minutes are up. What a mammoth effort. Get that Stein out of your hand. That is absolutely incredible. No wonder, but Gal, I think you are top of the leaderboard. That was 12 correct answers. 12 correct. This is why this one fronts everything.
I mean, half of them were guesses.
No, they weren't.
Lucky.
Don't tell the people that.
Most of them I
worked
knew.
on most
I
of those
knew.
games.
Some of them were a
Yes.
guess.
No, that was incredible. That was incredible. I'm so proud.
God, that is
so
like
proud.
my legs are shaking from that cathedral. Now my arms shaking from that bloody Stein.
Absolutely mammoth. Have a swig of the
I was
ginger
gonna
beer
say,
if you
is
want.
this-
That's all.
is it-
No,
I take
M&S
it's
food.
drinkable.
It is drinkable. We promise. Deserved after that.
that's
It's
refreshing,
going down
that's
well.
refreshing.
It's going down well. Amy Irons, thank you so much for joining us. Top of the leaderboard. And now, oh my goodness, this is just absolutely fantastic. Amy's going for a lie down. In fact, let's go and check out how the players are getting on down in Garmisch P on their days off, or a little bit of relaxation that Steve Clark's going to give them. Class to see what the guys are getting up to down in Garmisch Park in Kirkin. But for the folks that are here on the ground in Cologne, the first 250 that head to the local JD Sports store, which all the details can be found on the Scottish FA website, will receive one of these cracking coins. Now, who wouldn't want one of these? The folks that we caught up with earlier in Cologne can head down there. We handed out some more unique mementos in the form of semi-permanent tattoos. Let's go see how they stuck on. We've managed to catch our media superstar in a quiet moment. There's the laugh already of Ronnie Charters. Ronnie, it's lovely to see you. How you do?
Very well. Loving Cologne. The sun's finally out.
The sun is finally out, which I can see you've now got a short sleeve because you're going to get a tattoo. Neil is here. Neil, how are we doing? How is Cologne treating you?
Yeah, it's been good so far. I just got in from Munich last night, so yeah, looking forward to the game on Wednesday.
Davey, as we can see, sporting a few tattoos already, we have managed to find out a little spot on his arm where he's willing to get a Scotland on Tour 2024 tattoo. Now, Russell, you've just been showing off your tattoos already. I'm seeing Hampden.
A Highland cow.
A Highland coo.
We've got a wee Scotland badge up here, a wee Scotland flag.
Jen, and I'm seeing a bit of nervousness on their face here. Fear not, it's just a pretend tattoo. It's all right, ladies. How have you found Cologne so far?
Been brilliant.
Amazing, yeah.
We arrived here yesterday.
Yesterday?
Yeah, we've already been in Munich, so we've travelled here. Yeah.
Tremendous. And are you heading down to Stuttgart as well?
Yes.
There we go. So they're proper Scotland on Tour members. Let's get the tattoos on these ladies then. This is probably the most pain-free tattoo if Ronnie does ever decide to get another tattoo.
We'll see.
Now, you have been on tour with Scotland, haven't you?
Yes. We got here Wednesday last week. Munich for three nights, here for 3 nights, and then off to Stuttgart for the last 3.
Fantastic.
Aye.
So a bit of a foot soldier.
Bit of a foot soldier. Since 2001 I've been doing this.
So were you at the game in Munich?
No, we went to Augustiner Keller.
Yes, near the train station.
Yeah.
How was it taking in the game there?
Yeah, it was interesting. Yeah, it was. I fell asleep.
Is this your daughter, Ram? No, is that not?
She could
be
be.
your daughter. Not your daughter, not your daughter. What are the hopes and aspirations heading into Wednesday? Are you going to Wednesday's game?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah, we've got to win,
I
don't we?
hope, oh, come on, that's as good as it gets,
We
isn't
need
it?
something.
Do we have tickets for Wednesday's game?
Yes, we do. €400 a pop.
Fantastic. Cammy, you included in that, I hope?
Yep.
Tremendous. There we go. And at the stadium, I would like to see this, if the camera cuts to you, Scotland on Tour 2024. There we go, you're branded.
I find it extraordinary that even though there was maybe only 10,000 or so Tartan Army fans, All Flower of Scotland trumped the German national anthem inside the Allianz. It's amazing.
It's really mad though, isn't it? Like speaking to fans that are still kicking about here in Cologne, that the morale is still relatively high amongst the Tartan Army that are here.
And they always will be. These people don't really experience major tournaments a lot. So when they come here, they know you're here for the experience. Yes, there's a football tournament on, but there's guys here, girls here, who are meeting folk that they've not met in ages. You know, it's a community.
This is a very justified Scotland on Tour tattoo member then. Have a look at that, that's not too shabby.
That's all right.
That's not too shabby.
I'm
What are the
going
plans
to
in
take
Cologne?
a picture of this and send it to my two boys.
Well,
and
they
say,
can see it on Scotland HQ, they can see it on Scotland HQ. What, tune in on YouTube?
This is my
You
husband.
should be already, there we go.
My husband of 6 weeks.
Your husband of 6 weeks?
Yeah.
This is quite the honeymoon then, isn't
No,
it?
this is not the honeymoon.
There we go now. Let's see if this is a success. It's okay.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll
That's
survive.
maybe like a draw. We might get a point with this. Now I want these Scotland on Tour tattoos on show, and I want them at the stadium against Switzerland. So when celebrating goals, get them up. You might need to celebrate like this. Well, there you have it. Scotland on Tour 2024 tattoo group is in full swing. I'm still not convinced by it. But if you are and you're going to be in Stuttgart, feel free to come and find us. The Scotland HQ flag will be flying high. Come and find us, come and say hello, and we'll give you a tattoo. And you can join a club with Craig G. Telfer, Lyndon Dykes, and a few other Scots. Who wouldn't want to be a part of that? Me. But you can be. We're back in Cologne with the Super Scoreboard boys. Very excited, Super Scoreboard boys, to have a shot at our little game in collaboration with M&S Food, Who Am I Challenge. You may have seen some of the Scotland players have a go at it earlier on at Scotland HQ. Lauren Shanklin was by far the best. Gordon Dale, you are ready to go. You're raring to go.
I'm excited.
You're excited.
I'm
You're
ready
excited.
for this.
You are ready. Gordon is excited because he knows that it is players currently in this squad. They are in Steve Clark's squad here in Germany. He is going to put a sticker on the top of his head in a little moment, Gordon. And Gordon and Mark are going to describe the player best to you. How many you get? Well, it's a race against time. You get 30 seconds and then we'll work down the line. Gordon will have a go, as will Mark. We're all ready to go then, boys?
All
there we
set.
go. Thank you, M&S Food, for the stickers. Your 30 seconds, is the timer ready? Your 30 seconds starts now. Hide the name.
Norwich midfielder, former St Mirren. Midfielder, I said.
McLean.
Number 1.
Oh, you met his dad on the plane over here.
Story to come.
Former Celtic and Dundee United midfielder, terrific hair, great runner, Southampton.
Armstrong.
Number 3.
Come on.
Oh, my ex-gaffer, the leader of the pack.
Craig Gaffer.
Oh!
Andy Robertson.
Andy Robertson. I used to work with Andy Robertson's charity.
The captain.
You used to slag him every week when he worked for the charity.
Give me that again. Robertson.
Gordon, where else were you putting it? That was
Also
supposed to go on
doesn't
your
help, he was
head.
covering up half the face and
Covering up
half the name.
half the face, half the name.
I don't know right there.
You
3.
got 3. You got 3.
I don't
Shanklin
think.
got
I believe
6 in 30
Lauren
seconds.
Shanklin got 6 in
That's
30
no,
seconds.
no,
Wow.
It is his teammate, so isn't it? So
No, but I think
No.
I thought we'd do better than that.
was there a little bit of gameplay in there though? We saw that. There's
Yeah.
some tactics there.
They don't
taking a shot each.
Well, I thought it would benefit him. I thought, nice clear message from me, don't want to shout out over each other, then he would take the next sticker, but it sort of backfired. But I thought those clothes were good. I thought it was your guessing that was bad.
Robertson. I can't believe that. Do you know I was going to say Gordon Strachan? But then I realised. he wasn't in the squad.
Right, Gordon Duncan, you are up next. Are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Ready as you'll ever be. Your time starts now.
How's Gaffer?
Andy Robertson.
Bristol City striker.
Tommy Conway.
2.
Norwich centre half.
Grant Hanley.
Oh, there's the 3.
Oh, Bournemouth ex-Celtic.
Ryan Christie.
4.
Lovely looking girlfriend, Man United.
Yep, Scott McTominay.
Played of the year in Scotland.
Your time is up. Does that final one count? I think it does. Gordon Duncan, 5.
I don't
5.
know. I don't know if you can have that description for the fourth one.
I don't know how I knew the answer to that one.
I thought that was a great description.
I'm being really picky because I demand high standards for these guys. I thought there was a few too many A's, but listen, I'll settle for 5.
Was that could have been tactics. That could have been tactics, Gordon. Well, Mark Wilson, you have a target of 5 to beat. Ready to go?
Ready to go?
I feel I'm going to play it with you. I won't be able to see it. Let's go.
Right.
Your time starts now.
Former Celtic, Arsenal, Real Sociedad.
Kieran Tierney.
There we go, number 1.
Bristol City, right back, played with Aberdeen, right wing back.
McCrory.
Number 2.
Norwich midfielder, former St Mirren and
Kenny
Aberdeen.
McLean. Hurry up.
I bet he's down the plane.
Billy Gilmore.
There's 4.
Hearts goalkeeper, former St Johnstone.
Alexander Clark.
5.
Come on.
Oh, the boy has got 6.
Shanklin.
We have to let Shanklin count. That counts. Mark Wilson, 6. You match Lauren Shanklin with Lauren Shanklin's sticker, and you are the winner among your Super Scoreboard boys. Well, Mark Wilson, Gordon Duncan, Gordon DL, thank you very much for joining me today. That is the end of today's Scotland HQ. That is your lot, but there's plenty more to come from the guys. Craig Telfer will be here in Cologne tomorrow for match day. Join us for Scotland HQ then.